And then I went to see the set of Desperate Housewives.
Did you?
Are you a
With
fan?
Shiri
No,
Elaine.
never.
Why did you do that then?
I don't know.
Hello and welcome to Everything's Fine, probably your weekly antidote to bad news. Because if we don't laugh, we'll still laugh, just slightly more uncomfortably. I'm Jim, joining me as ever are Gemma, Shelley and Stuart. Four people clinging to a metaphorical Titanic door of optimism, hoping that Kate Winslet might find room for us. It's been a funnier week again, hasn't it? I mean, where do you even start? Well, let's start with the Edinburgh Fringe, shall we? Because nothing says light summer entertainment like Amanda Knox announcing she's doing a stand-up show about her life, including the small matter of having been wrongly convicted of murder. Twice. Which is bold. That is a bold booking. Most comedians open with anyone here from out of town. She's opening with, so, wrongful conviction, anyone? And look, she was acquitted. She's absolutely entitled to tell her story. Comedy's always been a lens for addressing difficult subjects. But the reviews could be interesting. 5 stars from The Scotsman, 4 stars from The Guardian, and one deeply concerned relative of the victim asking everybody to maybe not clap. Raises that old question again. Where's your line with comedy? Because the Edinburgh Fringe has always been experimental, but this is a step up from a man shouting inside a bin for an hour, a woman processing international trauma with a tight 5. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Donald Trump is still just out there doing whatever it is he does, which is seeing how much damage one man can do before consequences arrive. Every week there's another headline, another investigation, another allegation, and he just keeps popping up like a glitch in the system saying, many people are saying I'm completely innocent. The best innocence. Nobody's ever seen innocence like this. I mean, you really can't believe we're still doing it, but we are. Back here in the UK, whatever the hell is going on with Keir Starmer, his premiership at the moment feels less like a government and more like a group project where no one's quite sure who messed it up, but everyone's busy updating their CV. You got resignation scandals, rows over appointments, questions about who knew what and when. Fortunately, after over a decade with the Tories, we're all completely used to it. Kerry Badenoch is calling for Keir Starmer to resign for lying. That's a bold stance from someone who served in Boris Johnson's government, where honesty was about as important as integrity as in the Trump administration. Where was that energy a couple of years ago? Because if lying equals resignation, if that had been a rule back then, cabinet meetings would have needed a revolving door and a whole load of fire extinguishers for all the flaming pairs of pants. It's one of those moments where a politician suddenly and conveniently discovers a very strong moral principle that appears to have been on annual leave when their lot were in charge. And you know politics is in a bad way when you find yourself agreeing with John Major. Seriously though, how long do we really realistically think any Prime Minister lasts now? Do you see one doing a full term?
No, half term tops.
Half term tops?
Yeah, half term.
2.5 years?
Yeah.
They
Tops.
might have to go off sick with stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't really see that, do you?
No.
Maybe that they
Well, you
usually.
do. You see it just happen in front of you. They just don't go off sick, do you?
Yeah.
No, so you see them having breakdowns.
Yeah.
So, well, that's the backdrop for this show. We've got comedy about murder trials, we've got global politics that feels like a fever dream, and the UK government is just one bad headline away from being replaced by a caretaker manager and a whiteboard. But that's why the podcast exists. Hidden somewhere in all of that, there's actually some genuine good news. We've dug it out, polished it up, and we now present it for your, well, entertainment might be a slightly strong word. Let's say distraction instead.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, one cheering distraction we've had this week has been May the 4th. So I'd like to wish a belated Happy Star Wars Day to those that celebrate. The White House celebrated by posting an image of Donald Trump as the Mandalorian, although he probably thought he was meant to be a firefighter or the man who drove the choo-choo train or something like that. Did anyone here do anything to celebrate?
No, I don't celebrate on that day.
No?
No, I tend to celebrate on July the 6th.
Because May the 5th is or Revenge of the 5th is a thing now as well, isn't
I
it?
prefer July the 6th.
I heard you can have both. So Revenge of the 5th or Revenge of the 6th.
July the 6th. Anyway, did you mention Foxy Noxy?
Foxy Noxy, yeah,
That's what
she's back.
she's known as.
She's back.
Are you speaking about her tonight? Or
And I just have. That was it.
oh, okay, that was
Wasn't gonna
yeah.
keep going on about her.
I think that would be a good show to go and see. Apparently, it's meant to be quite illuminating and fair play to her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, I suppose it's about her experience if she
Mm.
wants to make it into comedy.
As I say, it's a
There you
bold
go.
choice for a show.
It was a bit harsh,
You know,
wasn't
I
it?
did a pantomime about a serial killer,
Yeah,
so
but obviously she used drugs, didn't she, and sexual.
Promiscuity.
Yeah, that one. But that was harsh, wasn't it, calling her that? Considering, it wasn't about a lifestyle. Always the moral police have to get involved, don't they? About how she lived her life. So I think that was inappropriate, Foxy Noxy. Although it is a good nickname, to be
so
fair.
you keep using it despite the fact
Yeah.
you think it was inappropriate.
Yeah. Do you know how much compensation she got paid?
No.
From the court? £15,000.
Is that all?
That's all she
It's
got.
not a lot, is it?
It's not much, is it? It's no wonder she got to do stand up.
For 2 wrongful convictions, that's
Yeah.
not great, is it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Fair play though. Strong woman. Would you go and see that, Shelley,
I
Gemma?
think I would be quite interested to see that actually.
So seeing Norwich this week, we had a new shop open called Forbidden Planet, and lots of people did actually dress up, cosplay.
It did.
Don't know if you saw that. There was loads of superheroes and so on.
You're probably both familiar with Forbidden Planet, the comic book store. It's a big one in London and loads around the country. And yes, they've arrived in Norwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a queue of cosplayers.
Did you go?
No.
Okay.
I took one look at the queue and went, I'm not
Oh,
queuing.
you actually went up, did you?
Well, I was in the city.
Yeah.
And I thought, I might wander into
Yeah.
Forbidden Planet. Saw the queue went halfway down the road and went,
Yeah.
no, it'll still be there next week and that queue won't be. So that's fine.
They gave away some goodie bags, didn't they, for the first 100 customers?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So, have any of you been in Forbidden Planet? You must have been.
There's one in Liverpool.
You must have been.
I've been to the big one in Shaftesbury Avenue quite a few times.
Is it a load of sort of sci-fi toys and books and so on?
So at the big one in London, yeah, the top floor is lots of toys, loads of Funkos and things like that. And then downstairs is all the comic books. And
has anyone actually dressed up, cosplay? Has anyone done it? Been to anything? No.
My son used to do it. He used to do it with his friend. They used to do all like manga and like anime kind of cosplay. They used to go.
Cool.
They used to go to Comic-Con all dressed up.
Who would you go as if you did it?
Gandalf.
What about
you
you?
have to tidy that beard up a bit, Jenny.
What about you, Jim? Who would you go? The Doctor?
One of them probably, yeah.
Which Doctor do you think you'd
Which
go?
would suit me best? Very little hair. I could probably let that little snapping of hair and be Eccleston.
Okay. Eccleston, Gemma, what would you go as?
Not a Scooby. Can I just be a pirate?
Scooby-Doo?
You go Scooby-Doo, that's a great choice.
So, Shelley, let's hear all about
Star Wars Day. May the 4th yesterday.
Yeah, so how did you mark it?
And I learned actually, if someone says "May the 4th be with you," how the appropriate way to respond is that you're supposed to say "and with you."
not shut up, nerd.
Are any of you big Star Wars fans?
Yeah, the original trilogy.
I was going to say, I love the original trilogy. I don't mind bits of a couple of the other films, but generally, yeah, I'm kind of done with that now.
I liked Force Awakens and
Rogue
One. I really liked Rogue One, actually.
Yeah.
That's really good. Recently, not so much. And I see there's a new one coming out as well.
There's always new stuff coming out. Yeah, Mandalorian Grogu is coming out.
I like the original trilogy, but when I can remember not really being all that into the when they did the prequel movies.
Didn't like that.
I wasn't all that interested, but I don't know. I think I might try again. And actually,
revisionist time's been with those because there's now a whole group of people who love the prequel trilogies. That's their thing.
Yeah.
Maybe in time there'll be people who like the sequel trilogy, but that's a hell of a mess.
Well, I think they were just writing that as they were going along, weren't they? And they were sacking directors and then kind of just jumped the shark at the end, didn't they?
Well, that last one was Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Is one of the worst films I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I might still try again.
Yeah, but do give them a go because maybe
I like having something to nerd out on. I like something to get obsessed with. And it's funny because I've always been many years have been like the kind of Dungeons and Dragons style sci-fi, style nerd. I've actually started really getting into my sci-fi more now, but that was mainly I've got really quite obsessed with all of like the Alien movies.
Yeah, good films.
So that's a bit
I love
different.
the first two.
Yeah, I really like Prometheus though.
I really like that. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't. I think it's a great film. I really
Yeah,
like
but what I was really disappointed with, well, like with Covenant, and that was kind of like a follow-up to Prometheus. I was really disappointed that you didn't really get to learn more about kind of like the original race.
Actually, I saw as part of May the Fourth Be With You and all that nonsense, Nielsen published from Disney's Plus's viewing figures what the most popular 10 Star Wars properties were on the streaming platform at the moment, because obviously with all the series, there's now lots and lots of stuff. And in first place was Andor, which kind of has an unfair advantage because there's 18 episodes. So if each one of those is a stream, you watch a series, that's way ahead. Second place was the original film.
Right.
Still the best. Still the film everyone watches more than any of the others.
Yeah, those were amazing. Those movies, weren't they?
What's the one with the mini Yoda?
So that's the Mandalorian.
What, the baby Yoda?
Yeah, all the kids love that, don't they?
Yeah,
baby Yoda is really cute though.
Yeah, I think he's in the new one, isn't he?
The new film is called The Mandalorian and Grogu. So I think there's a clue in the name.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wasn't. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Anyway, shut up. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you then. I'm a bit tired.
I find that shut up is normally a pretty good way to interrupt someone. So if you don't mean to, maybe stay out of the whole shut up arena.
I am quite tired. I just don't know how well I'm going to be able to cope with.
That's a good way to sort of jump in, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could just interject, shut up, nerd. Sorry, Shelley. Yes, was there something you wanted to say?
So the chair recognises Shelley. Yeah, so anyway.
Do I have a second of shutting up?
It's only been sort of until quite recently that I've really been discovering that May the 4th has actually been more than just a pun for Star Wars fans. And it's actually quite a big celebration now. And it's now become like gone from being just a pun that was kind of circulated around the fans. It's actually become an unofficial national holiday that is celebrated worldwide. But I mean, what I also found interesting was how we actually got here from that pun. It wasn't really until the rise of social media that, because I think in the late 70s, 80s, 90s, that is just how it was seen. But when social media took off, suddenly that's when it started to become this really big event. And I think they had the first official event was held in Toronto Underground Cinema in 2011. So, and then that's kind of May the 4th was getting a hashtag next to it at that point. So then it was something that started to take off. But did you know where the pun came from?
What, May the Force be with you?
No, yeah, May the 4th, the May the 4th pun.
Yeah, but May the Force be with you.
Sorry, I see what you said.
Yeah.
So I know, but who created it's what surprised me was who created it. So this wasn't like a marketing thing that was developed by Lucasfilm or fans or anything like that. I believe it or not, it was actually because of Margaret Thatcher and the Conservative Party.
Was it?
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, the dark side of the Force is all over this now. But when she won the election in 1979, the Conservative Party took out an ad in the London Evening News on May the 4th saying, "May the 4th be with you. Congratulations, Maggie." And it was because of Star Wars that they made that pun, because that was when it was at the height of its popularity as new movies. So the Tories created it.
So that was probably Saatchi and Saatchi, wasn't it? Because they did all their PR and marketing for Thatcher. So there we are, Margaret Thatcher. Who knew? Who
Here we
knew?
go, the ultimate Sith Lord.
But
Yeah.
you know, it does bring people together, doesn't it? It's a really
Yeah.
big community thing around the world, isn't it?
But that it's like we've talked about things like this before. Being a nerd, I think, is actually really quite good for your soul.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Mm,
it is.
yeah.
It is.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know, Jim. Let's just have a look around this room. But any more on that, Shelley?
No, that's it. I'm not going to tell you all to shut up until the next story.
Excellent. Well, I shall look forward to that. So, in the spirit of something that sounds almost Jedi-esque, we've had another week where another country has ended trachoma, with Australia being the next country out the blocks to eradicate the world's leading infectious cause of blindness, making it more successful than their attempt to eradicate social media using young people. So, big shout out to Australia on that one. Now, this is, of course, a topic we've been getting very serious and reflective about: humanity's relationship with social media and with our mobile phones. And we made a pact to improve our relationship with our phones. No phones for 30 minutes after waking up, no phones for 30 minutes before bed, no phones at meal times. A bold initiative, a noble experiment, an absolute shambles. So, just around the panel quickly. I know we started badly. Have we improved at all?
No, I think I've got worse.
Gemma, you go. You go. You say. You say.
Me? Okay, so I
I'm
forgot
fact
to.
you've both hidden your faces in your cup. That
So
suggests to me that maybe it's not gone well.
Is
I
this like the
forgot.
Mighty Boosh when they used to turn the backs?
Ah, yeah,
You should turn the back on both of them.
you could do that.
But you
It's not easy on this couch.
can't
But
rotate.
I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb last night, and
Hmm.
I may have
Is that
got
a thing?
Huh?
But I think you could do.
And I got a message at 3:15, which I decided to respond to.
Oh.
What the hey? And then
Hmm.
yeah,
Was it me? Was it from me?
it was from me, Shelley. It was from me.
how are you getting on giving up your phone?
Yeah.
So yeah, we failed to varying degrees, but fundamentally we failed. Knowing how badly we started and having no faith at all in our ability to turn it around, I stumbled onto this story. It popped out at me because whilst we've been quietly collapsing back into our screen addictions, plenty of people have apparently had enough. So around the world, phone-free events have increased by 567%, which sounds like a Donald Trump price reduction claim. Yeah, we've reduced prices by 567%, which is the same as 5.67, depending on how you do the math. Oh, it's quite a thought, isn't it? People
What
are now
wrong? What wrong?
basically, yes, like an old man with dementia. It's quite a thought, though, isn't it? People are now literally paying money to go to places where they're not allowed to look at their phones. What a mad state of affairs. We've reached a point where the luxury experience is not being interrupted by your own device. There's a business model for us here. Just charge people 25 quid a time to sit in a room and not check Instagram. What's interesting is this is being driven largely by the same generations who grew up with smartphones. And it's hard to imagine McDonald's taking the same stance with fast food, isn't it? But apparently nearly half of Gen Z and millennials want less curated and more real experiences. That's people crying out for less content. No wonder influencers are turning into a hated subspecies, and why Mark Zuckerberg just felt a chill and doesn't know why. I think the events actually sound quite nice. Really, you go in, they take your phone off you, they lock it away, and then you just talk to people.
I've been on an event where that happens.
Yeah,
I went to see Ghost. I don't know if anyone's aware of the band Ghost.
yeah, no, you said about it.
At the O2, and when you went in, you had to have a sealed bag. Took your phone off you, and it's in your pocket, so you keep your phone. But if you want to use it, you have to go out, get it unsealed to make a phone call. And that was like, what, 25,000 people? It worked really well. It's like really old school retro gig. Because you know, you're always tempted, aren't you, just to pull your phone out and get a little bit, which you never watch anyway.
Mm.
So that was really nice, not having to sort of worry about it. Just enjoyed the music. So I think there's a market for it, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. You could acclimatise to that fairly quickly, or would you be trying to swipe a human being after 2 minutes? Where you got, you've got people just reading or talking to people or playing games, or just making eye contact. And people love it. They're staying longer. They're making actual friends. They're even, can you believe this, forming relationships. There are stories of people meeting at these events and then going on to build businesses together, which is incredible. The only thing anyone's built after being on their phone all night is anxiety. So I think this is a story that really exposes us, doesn't it? Because we sat here a few weeks ago and we'll simply use our phones less, like it was a choice, like we were in control. But it seems like if we're going to have any chance at all, we might have to physically remove the device, lock it in a box, or we're not going to stop. That's where we are. Self-control has left the chat. It's been outsourced to a bloke with a locker and a clipboard. So the data behind what's going on here basically shows that people are exhausted. Screens, algorithms, constant content, everyone performing their lives all the time. It's just exhausting. And for some people, it seems it's impossible to exist for an evening without documenting it. But if you can do that, ironically, it makes you more interesting. Because you probably had a great night if you've been so caught up in it that you didn't bother recording any evidence of it. So that's our phones. Just as a related aside, I saw that Kent County Cricket Club have decided to suspend commenting on their official social media accounts for the time being due to the abuse that's been doing the rounds on there. Adam Hollyoake has publicly stated that he's seen two friends he played with for England go to bad places mentally, and we've lost both of them. So I think that's a huge positive step from Kent County Cricket Club.
Yeah, I think we'll see more of this, won't we? Like various bands and sporting clubs just turning the comments off just to stop the absolute torrent of abuse and filth. And you find that they're saying, like, for the women's football team, they get a lot of abuse.
Yeah,
Good.
I think that it's weird, isn't it? Because it just seemed to be a free for all. Like people can just say whatever they like all the time, and there has to be a bit of a no. Like if you wouldn't behave like this in public, why do you think you could behave like this here? Because really, you are in public, aren't you? So
If you wouldn't say that to someone's face. So there we are. Staying on the sporting theme, this time last year we were congratulating Zhao Xintong for becoming China's first snooker world champion. And just 12 months later, they've got their second one. Wu Yizi defeated Sean Murphy 1817 last night to become the second youngest man ever to have won the world championship. That's another thing you nicked from under Sean Murphy's nose. Stu, you were there for his semi-final, weren't you?
I was.
Did you see the infamous 80 minute
that was longer.
Was it? I thought it was
an hour and 40 minutes.
100
hour and 40 minutes. What happened was someone tried to pot a black, so they were just like tempting each other to maybe just tap the black in with the reds. But as it happened, just kept touching all the reds, and they all
gathered around the black.
They all got stuck, and they were just gently. It turned into another game. It wasn't snooker; it had gone beyond snooker. So just sat there.
Re-racks for them, isn't it?
They didn't re-rack. They just kept it going. So when you said it was boring, Shelley, you should have been there for the longest frame ever. You know, what an experience.
I still find that quite boring.
I think that tested even the most ardent snooker fans. That was for the hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, I like a bit of snooker, but I like something to actually happen.
Yeah, that was beyond snooker. That's a new game. But yeah, it was good. It was had a good time. Was had by all.
Marvelous. So congratulations to Wu Yizi, and good news for Chinese snooker. There's been some good scientific news come out of China this week too. So Stu, let's stay with you. Tell us about some mind-boggling quantum science and watch our faces all go completely blank.
Well, it's quite interesting. Shelley's cat is on the screen because I'm going to be talking about Schrodinger's cat shortly.
Which cat is this, Shelley?
No, cats don't like hearing about Schrodinger's cat. Mind the microphone.
Yeah, shut your ears.
Yeah.
So this is about the 4-minute holding of quantum information, which is a real breakthrough. So Schrodinger's cat, it's a thought experiment. It's a paradox. So it's the idea that a particle or a cat could exist in two states at once. That really is the cornerstone of quantum theory. Do you all know what Schrodinger's cat is? Do you know what the experiment was?
I think it's something that involves a level of cruelty to a cat.
Well, the
That's all
cat,
I remember about it.
well, the cat's not real, so it's hypothetical. So there was a physicist, Erwin Schrödinger. He challenged the absurdity of quantum mechanics. The theory was if you put a cat in a sealed box with a radioactive atom, a radiation detector, and a vial of poison, if the atom decays, then the detector triggers the poison and the cat dies. In quantum physics, the quantum twist is an atom can exist in a superposition, meaning it's both decayed and not decayed at the same time. So the result is, because the cat is tied to the atom, logic suggests until the box is opened and observed, the cat is both alive and dead. It's only once you observe the atom, it forces it into being one or the other, dead or alive. So scientists at the University of Science and Technology of China, they've achieved a breakthrough setting a new standard by keeping a quantum cat, again theory, alive and stable for well over 23 minutes. So the significance of breaking the 4-minute barrier is a milestone that transforms quantum states from fleeting moments into usable tools. So to achieve the feat, the researchers created a quantum safe room to protect the fragile state of the superposition of the atom. So they called 10,000 ytterbium minus 173 atoms to near absolute zero, thus a temperature colder than the deepest reaches of space. So ytterbium is a rare earth element. So then they used a magic wavelength, an optical lattice. They trapped these atoms in a precise web of light. And then, by utilizing a decoherence-free subspace, they shielded the atoms from the environmental noise, a bit like heat or electromagnetic interference, because that usually causes a quantum state to collapse pretty quickly. So the Chinese team's breakthrough effectively kept the box closed, and the cat.
Can I just check just a second? Because I got a little bit lost. The cat isn't real.
Cat's not real.
There's no cat in the box.
No, these are about atoms, yeah.
Okay, so there's atoms of a cat? Is it like a sample of a cat?
It's about the atoms, really. I think the
Okay.
cat is just to sort of maybe try and make it more relatable. So
Right,
the cat doesn't exist, or does exist.
So there's no lost interest in the story. There's no cat.
No, I know. No, I'm just getting like, I'm just feeling like someone's sort of nuking a cat in a box.
No, the cat's not real. The cat is abstract.
And that's how you get a Sphinx cat.
Yeah. So the team's breakthrough kept the box closed and the not real cat, the atoms, in the dual state for a record-breaking duration, proving that we can now control this weird reality far longer than we ever imagined. So the 4-minute mark matters because usually quantum information is lost in milliseconds. But by extending this to minutes, we can now unlock revolutionary fields in ultra-precise time, for instance. These states are hypersensitive to their surroundings. Maintaining them for minutes allows us to build magnetic field detectors and atomic clocks with world-leading accuracy. The technology paves the way for sensors that can navigate the globe with extreme precision without even needing GPS satellites. A 4-minute window gives scientists a long look at quantum behavior on a macro scale, allowing them to test the limits of the standard model and search for new physical forces. The biggest hurdle, I think you'll all agree, in quantum computing is decoherence.
I've
That,
always said so.
yeah, that's quib.
Everyone was about to say that one.
I
Yeah.
mean that's quib.
Tip of the tongue, absolutely.
That's qubits, which forget their data too quickly. So this breakthrough proves that we can shield quantum information for extended periods. We are now transitioning from the era of theoretical physics into an era of practical, high endurance quantum machines. As vacuum and cooling technologies continue to evolve, this milestone is just the beginning. We are no longer just observing the quantum world, we're now learning how to harness and stabilize it. So you could say the cat isn't just alive, it's thriving.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's an amazing story because before, with the atoms, because they're invisible, they didn't kind of last very long. We couldn't see them. But now we can see them, we can start to study them. And as a result, it's going to revolutionize computing, for instance. So the computing power of some of these now quantum computers are going to be able to run programs and mapping like in hours, which would have taken 1,000 years with current technology. That then goes into entanglement and so on and so forth, which we won't touch today. Real breakthrough in China, so from snooker balls
Some of
to
this from, can you remember like Open University used to be on in the
yeah,
middle of the night on
yeah,
BBC?
yeah. Well, there we are. That's for all you quantum physics nerd fans out there. I think we'll all be celebrating in the streets tonight.
Excellent. Thank you, Stu. And let's stay with science for a bit longer. Hopefully something a little bit easier to comprehend. Got a bit of a weird story for you. Not because what's happened is necessarily massively weird, more because it's a bit of an answer to a problem that probably didn't need to be a problem in the first place. Let me explain. We all know plastic is a slightly problematic compound,
Yes,
right? In the same way
yes.
Donald Trump is a slightly problematic human being.
Leave it.
Now, I will not. Now, imagine that scientists had unveiled a non-problematic alternative to Donald Trump. Right? That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Now, sadly, that hasn't happened. But they have unveiled a hemp-based alternative to plastic, which is pretty bloody good, right? And yes, you heard me right. It's made of hemp. Not in a fun way, I'm afraid. You're not going to get high from your Tupperware. But give it time. Capitalism. But give it time. Capitalism will find a way. So this new material is made using compounds from hemp. It's basically a plastic alternative, except it's non-toxic, it's environmentally friendly, and crucially, it can withstand boiling water, which puts it streets ahead of Donald Trump. If you expose him to boiling water, you just declare it fake and try and sue the kettle.
Leave it.
I will not. And that's not all. Oh no. This stuff can also stretch to 1,600% of its size, which sounds amazingly like another Donald Trump price reduction claim, doesn't it?
Do you want me to say it?
If you want.
Leave it.
I'm not going to. Seriously, though, that is amazing. I mean, Stu,
Not until he's
even
gone.
your active waistband trousers don't have that level of expansion, do they?
They don't. Imagine if they were made out of hemp, my trousers.
It's expand forever, wouldn't they? This is a genuinely exciting piece of news.
Isn't it?
A naturally ingredient, hemp, you can replace all of those horrible chemicals that we currently use in
Is
plastic.
it as strong as plastic?
Yeah.
Wow.
Stuff like BPA, which mess with your hormones, all that can just go. Imagine a future where your sandwich bag wasn't actively trying to poison you.
Because these are like full of forever chemicals, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really bad.
Really nasty stuff.
Yeah.
And it also reinforces something which we sort of already knew, which is that hemp is the Swiss Army knife of plants. We've already had hempcrete, which is basically building material made from hemp that can lock away carbon instead of producing it, meaning not only can you build a house out of it, that house is actively helping the planet while you sit inside eating crisps and contributing absolutely nothing. And there was a story a couple of years back about the world's tallest hemp building in South Africa, which captures more carbon than it emits. So just to recap, this plant can build houses, clean up emissions, replace plastic, and probably, at this rate, do your taxes by 2030. Which raises the inevitable question, is hemp just showing off? Is it trying to make the rest of us look bad?
It's trying to outdo bamboo.
Maybe so.
What's the catch then? Why don't we just move to
That's
that?
the whole point. There is no
Oh.
catch. You'll soon be able to build an entire life out of hemp. Hemp house, hemp sofa, hemp clothes, hemp plastic kettle.
If the big oil companies will allow it.
Well, this is the problem because we've spent the last decade, well, we've invented apps, haven't we, that turn you into Pixar characters. While hemp solve construction pollution and materials, I've got big eyes and look like a cartoon fish. Anyway, back to my starting point. Hemp's been around forever, right? It's been used for rope, textiles, paper, even car parts. But as a species, we've just decided for some mad reason to make everything out of oil instead. And now we're waking up to the fact that smug, show-off bloody hemp was right all the time.
Could we make mobile phones out of hemp?
Well, I don't see why not.
You could probably make some of them out of hemp, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of like discovering your gran's been sitting on the cure for climate change next to the biscuits for all this time, but we ignored her because we were busy arguing about QR codes. So yeah, hemp plastic. It survives boiling water, stretches out a festival tent, doesn't mess with your body. So in the future, you might finally have packaging that's better for the planet and slightly less likely to poison us, which is a low bar, but I'll take it. You know who'd approve of that, don't you?
Well, don't say it.
Well, I'm going to Sir David Attenborough.
All right.
Who has just celebrated his 100th birthday.
Yeah.
So, got to mention the good news. We've still got Sir David. He is now too old to play with Lego, sadly. But apart from that, it's a real...
How come no one knows about this?
What?
This whole hemp breakthrough?
What did they do? We just told them.
Yeah, but why are we using it? It's a quick win, isn't it?
Well, you would have thought so. I wonder if perhaps people in the oil companies would rather we didn't.
Oh, I see.
Probably. They may have known about it for quite a long time.
And they've got some powerful friends in government.
Such as?
Well, I don't want to name any names specifically. It's very wrong for me to pick on any specific world leaders.
Leave it.
Let's stay with tech advances, shall we? This one's more about prolonging the lifetime of tech. And for us here in Norwich, that's got a local theme.
Has it?
That is indeed a local one.
Oh, just before we do this, Gemma, can we have an Anglia Square update?
Anglia Square. So going back to May the 4th, the last film I saw in the Anglia Square cinema was that starred old Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, okay. Right.
What was the film?
I don't know.
Okay.
Phantom Menace?
I don't know.
They premiered Alpha Papa there, didn't they?
They did. Yeah. They had to. There was a piece of graffiti, wasn't it? They didn't. They said they couldn't save it, didn't they? So they've knocked it down. Yeah. They've knocked it down. So cinema's down now, is it?
Cinema has gone. Yes.
Yeah.
We else just left.
What's next?
I think basically the old square itself has gone. It's just the buildings around the outside that's left. Is that right? The station room.
Yeah, you've got Sovereign House is still standing at the moment, and I don't know what the other one's called.
No.
Good stuff.
So is QD gone then?
Yeah, QD is no more.
A long time ago.
Greg's gone.
Greg's is gone.
Iceland's gone.
Where is the local?
It's all gone, Shelley. Doesn't matter how many you name, they're all gone.
William Hill. Yeah. That used to be great. You get a sausage roll, go for a bet.
Shut up.
Get in QD, buy some plastic.
That stuff wasn't made of hemp?
No.
Ridiculous. Gemma, blind us with some local tech news, would you?
I will. This one is all about second chances, not for people, but for the tech we usually assume is destined for the scrap heap. And it starts right here in Norfolk, where a young sustainability specialist is quietly helping reshape the future of clean energy. When Tanya Saxby joined Connected Energy back in 2019, she walked into what she calls a very ex-Lotus motorsport engineer vibe. She was the only woman in the company, and also, it turns out, the perfect person to help champion one of the most quietly revolutionary ideas in the energy world. The company takes second life EV batteries, the ones that can't quite keep a car going but still hold most of their charge, and turns them into grid-scale energy storage. It's basically giving these hefty, expensive batteries an encore performance. Instead of heading straight for recycling, they're stacked into giant power packs that store solar or wind energy. support data centers, or even buy electricity when it's cheap and sell it back when it's not. And the climate benefits are no small thing. One study cited by the company found that each megawatt hour of second life storage can save around 450 tonnes of CO2 equivalent compared with using a brand new battery. That's the kind of stat that makes sustainability officers like Tanya beam. Her role now includes calculating those carbon savings, keeping an eye on environmental and safety standards, and leading a full life cycle assessment to make sure the company's green claims genuinely hold up. And with more of the world electrifying, including mining trucks with tyres the height of a person, the supply of used batteries is only going to grow. But this isn't just a battery story, it's part of a bigger shift towards circularity. The idea that old tech doesn't have to be thrown away, it can be reborn. Which brings us to James Barry, who left a 25-year career at Rolls-Royce to run Renewable Parts, a company that remanufactures worn-out wind turbine components. Inside a turbine are parts most of us never heard of. Thyristors?
Have you got any more? Any more we've not heard of?
I don't know, you may have heard of this one. Actuating rams?
No, I've not heard of that.
It's enough of your saucy talk.
I think that was something I won at an Ann Summers party.
Nice.
Disgusting.
I think we may have all heard of the final example of circuit boards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Old school. Old school.
Yeah.
I like the middle one. What was that again?
Actuating rams.
Oh, I say. How does he reuse that?
Don't know anymore.
Smart guy.
Well, I hope he cleans it thoroughly before he does.
Well, you would want
Let's
to,
make
wouldn't
me
you?
snort, Stu.
Mm.
The renewable
Give
parts
it a quick wipe.
and renewable parts has become a world leader in giving them a second life. The perks are pretty compelling, 30 to 40% cheaper than buying new, around 3 tonnes of carbon saved for every tonne of steel not newly manufactured. And a bonus, repairing failed parts reveals design weaknesses, so the remade versions can actually perform better. No surprise the company has grown from 4 employees to nearly 60, even opening a manufacturing hub in Houston, a place better known for oil rigs than wind turbines, but also one of the world's biggest wind power generation. A place better known for oil rigs than wind turbines, but also one of the world's biggest wind power regions. Together, these two companies show what happens when engineering meets imagination. Yesterday's hardware becomes tomorrow's climate solution. And the best part, when people ask Tanya whether anyone is actually doing something about all those used EV batteries they keep hearing about, she gets to smile and say, yeah, we are.
That's really good. That's really smart, isn't it?
It's
Because
smart.
have you seen those pictures of like runways just full of dead batteries?
Yeah.
Terrible, isn't it?
Boring.
So that's really good business opportunity there.
Good to hear someone's doing something with them.
Yeah, a couple of smart businesses there.
You got this, Shelley. I believe in you.
Okay, there is a pop festival in Cologne, Germany.
Yeah.
And while they were organizing the event last year, they became actually concerned. Well, they noticed that it wasn't very inclusive of older demographics, especially women.
Gen X or boomers.
Yeah, boomers. So they decided to remedy this by forming a group of women DJs that were all over the age of 60. And there were women who responded who didn't even own a computer. So yeah, they got these women and they trained them how to do like mixes, transitions, fades, all of the things, to how to become proper DJs. My favorite person is, and probably hard not to, the oldest member of the group is called DJ Miss Crazy Irma, and she is 90 years old. She was talking, she doesn't look 90 though, I have to say. She actually looks younger when I saw her on her interview. And she was saying she usually walks with a walker, but she actually doesn't need it on stage. She's actually managing to stand fully upright and she's dancing on the stage. But my favorite thing about her, becoming a DJ was that she didn't realize that she was joining. I don't know what she thought she was doing, but she sort of just turned up to this group and then suddenly found that she was being trained to be a DJ.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and just stuck with it. The group have also noticed health benefits as well. So
Yeah.
they've had like weight loss, reduced blood pressure, and improved mental health as well. And I think it is really good as well, because when you think about like older women, the older we get, the more invisible we start to become.
Yeah. We're just having a look now at the pictures.
Yeah, just checking out DJ Miss Crazy Irma.
Yeah.
DJ Miss Crazy Irma, yeah, she's great.
Looks cool.
Yeah, so they've actually performed like quite a few gigs. They performed again at this year's pop festival in Cologne as well, and it was actually a really popular event. They had quite a big crowd and attracted, and like in the audience, it was audience of all ages. So there were lots of young people wanted to come and see them and go and dance to them. I think my only negative feedback about it is just the name of the group. They're called Forever Fresh, and I just
You're not
can't
really
stop.
that age, are you?
I know I can't stop thinking it's like a pH neutral fanny wash.
Even if you've douched her up by that time, you're not really going to.
Forever Fresh for 1
Fan-
hour.
Fanny Fresh. Yeah.
I think Forever Fresh is probably a better name.
Yeah.
Good, thank you, Shelley. I think that's probably
What is that?
all we've got time
what
for this
she's
week.
going to finish on Fanny Fresh. I'm not criticising it, but it was a lovely story.
As I said, I think that's about all we've got time for this week, which is good. Let's just recap.
Shut up, Shelley.
Shut up, everyone.
Let's just quickly recap, shall we, where we are as a species.
All right, Dad.
The threat of all-out war is sort of hovering in the background, like a wasp you can't see. Reform are threatening to do alarmingly well in this week's local elections, and Steve Borthwick is still in charge of the England rugby team heading into a World Cup. I mean, genuinely, just take a second and consider which one worries you most.
Is that a good thing?
Well, I'm torn between geopolitical catastrophe and England attempting a tactical kicking game for 80 minutes and calling it a plan. At least with global conflict, there's a chance someone somewhere has a strategy. With England rugby, it's just right, lads, keep doing the same thing and hopefully it feels a bit different. It's like watching a man repeatedly push a door that says pull and blaming the door. But it's fine. It's all fine. Probably. And look, if you've enjoyed this episode, and statistically speaking, some of you must have, we've checked, there are numbers, then please do like, subscribe, follow, leave a review, or as tradition now dictates, absolutely ignore that request. Honestly, don't worry about it. They're part of the show now. If silent, passive enjoyment, like a Victorian child staring through a window at a pie, is your bag, then we've got you covered. As I say, it's fine. We'll just keep making the podcast anyway, week after week, bringing you good news, trying to make jokes, trying to hold the line against the creeping sense that everything is slowly unraveling while you sit there doing absolutely nothing to help us with the algorithm. Should we start threatening them, do you think?
Why not?
Yeah.
Bit of gentle threatening.
Could do. Or just
Yeah, we'll build an immigrant detention centre outside.
Well, yeah, that's one way of doing it, Shelley. We could try a bit of reverse psychology. Yeah, don't subscribe. Whatever you do, don't tell your friends. Keep this a secret. Let it die with you. Might work. Anyway, we will be back next week with more good news, more bad jokes, more increasingly unhinged attempts to convince you to press a button that you're clearly fundamentally opposed to pressing. Until then, try not to start any wars. Try not to vote for anything you might regret in hindsight. And if you're anywhere near the England rugby team, maybe suggest trying something different. Anything really will do for now. Okay, let's see. You can go now.